It is time for my favorite segment this week in Shohei Ohtani news. We're going to talk about his bounce-back start against the Red Sox. We're going to talk about his bat, and it is hot. And we're going to talk about the legend that is Shohei Ohtani and why it is time to put even more respect on his name. But I want to start with this past start on the mound for him against the Red Sox. It was dominant, and coming off a start in New York, just like last year. He started against the Yankees in the Bronx, and he struggled. He did it again this year. He started in the Bronx, and it was a struggle. For whatever the reason may be, he didn't have his best stuff, but they were hitting him. I believe that he was tipping his pitches. A lot of signs point to that, and it didn't go well. It wasn't a good start, but I did sit here and say, this happened last year. And what he did is he bounced back and he propelled himself on the mound through the rest of the year, and he dominated. So I really did believe that Shohei was due for a bounce-back start. He's just too good. He's too talented. And on top of that, he loves pitching at home. So who does he have to face? Well, the Boston Red Sox, who are a juggernaut offensively and have been playing fantastic offensively. But he pitched 7 innings, 1 earned run, gave up, or had 5 RBIs in the game. I mean, he killed it in his outing against the Red Sox. Just absolutely crushed it on the mound in a bounce-back start when he needed it the most. 6 Ks, got the win on the mound against the Red Sox. From the word go, I guess the word play ball in baseball, you knew he had his good stuff. You can often tell immediately when Shohei is going to have a good game. You can tell pretty quickly. But this year, what's been cool is even when he doesn't have his best stuff, he's able to kind of work through it and be better. But in that game against the Red Sox, he had his best stuff going immediately. He was throwing 100. His slider was disgusting. He was showing some energy on the mound. I mean, that is the Shohei that we know and love, that I know and love. We were seeing so much raw passion and energy from him. Even early on in the game, he would get a big third out and he would pump his fist and he would yell and he would scream. He was so animated that game. At the plate, I remember, he hit a foul ball into the dugout and he literally screamed so that he was scared it would hurt somebody. In that very next inning on the mound, he threw a pitch. The batter fouled it off. He screamed again, making sure nobody got hurt. He was so animated in that game. He was so into it. The energy, the passion was there. And he dominated a very, very good lineup. And I wasn't surprised in the least bit because we've seen it 2 years in a row now. He pitches in Yankee Stadium. It doesn't go well, and he gets mad. Shohei lives baseball, lives and breathes it. When he doesn't do something well, you should bet on that next time he does it going well. He had a couple not great starts there in a row. And to top it all off, that Yankee start in Yankee Stadium was not good again. And he comes out against the Red Sox, 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 6 Ks, got the win on the mound. He also dominated at the plate in that game, which is what I want to talk about next. His bat, offensively, he is en fuego right now. Shohei Ohtani is on fire at the plate. And we saw it in that game that he pitched against the Red Sox. That was the stereotypical Shotime performance. He pitched great. He hit great. He had a homer. He had multiple hits. He dominated on the mound and at the plate. That is a Shotime performance. Those are the ones that I just love watching because we don't see that. We never see that in the game of baseball. People can have good weeks or good games, but they can't possibly have as good of a game as Shohei has if he gives a Showtime performance where he goes out and dominates on the mound. There were multiple innings that game where he would get a huge last out of the inning and then he would lead off the next inning. Think about that. He's putting forth all of this effort, all of this energy, throwing 100 miles an hour, and then having to lead off the next inning, immediately running in the dugout taking off your glove and putting on your batting gloves and your helmet and going up to the plate? That's unheard of. Pitchers these days, after a big inning like that, they'll come back in the dugout, they'll get a thing of water, they'll sit down, they'll talk to the pitching coach, they'll talk through the inning. Not Shohei. He's got to lead off that inning. He's got to lead off. And he hit a homer and had another hit, a couple RBIs. It was truly an unbelievable game. He is hitting .345 in the last week, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. That's in the last week. In the last 2 weeks, he's hitting .306 with 4 homers and 8 RBIs. Think about that. Those are great numbers. .345 in the last week. Shohei is turning it on. He's turning it on. He's doing well pitching. Now, he makes the adjustment he needs to. And then he has a fantastic outing. But offensively, he said, it seems like a month ago, that he said he was close to figuring it out. And then we start to see more glimpses of it going well. More and more, we start to see, okay, that was a good game. But still it seemed like he hadn't quite put it all together. Well, now over the course of the last 2 weeks, he's hitting .306, 4 homers, 8 RBIs, while pitching well. This man is a legend. And it's time we put the respect on his name that he deserves. Shohei Ohtani is a living legend. And it's time that we all appreciate what we are seeing right now. It is special, and I am sick and tired of hearing people this year when he does something to say, oh, well, yeah, he's average. Like, he's having an average year. That is not the case. And we cannot compare what he did last year when he was a unanimous MVP to what he's doing this year and say he's being average. That's just not the case. Last year, he hit 46 home runs, had 100 RBIs, and hit .255 on the year. This year, he's on pace for more RBIs than that. Has the same batting average, and he's on pace for 35 to 40 home runs. And it doesn't even feel like he has scratched the surface of what he can do. I tweeted this earlier this week. People just don't understand what we are seeing still. And now he only gets compared to last year when Shohei Ohtani was the unanimous MVP. This is remarkable. He's dominating on the mound and hitting homers. Don't ever take it for granted. I am tired of hearing people say he's been average this year. At bare minimum, Shohei Ohtani is an above average pitcher and a well above average hitter. He's well above average at both. This is a living legend that we're seeing. Appreciate it. Appreciate while we're watching it. It's special. I talk about all the time because just until the last week or so, until the last couple of weeks, he had the best odds to win MVP again. And now he has the second best odds and they're neck and neck. He's neck and neck with Aaron Judge. And I will talk about that, and people say, well, that doesn't make any sense. Nothing about this season is average. Nothing about what he's doing is average. He's a legend, and we have to put the respect on his name that he deserves. I'll compare it to another sport. LeBron James, one of the greatest of all time. Many say that he is the greatest of all time, so he's in that debate. He has been in the league for however many years now, and he could win the MVP award every year. And you could have a great argument for that. Shohei Ohtani puts up MVP numbers and does this. If he does this every year, what he's doing right now, he should be an MVP. But the nature of the beast is you're compared to what you've done in the past. This is special, what we are watching. And everybody needs to appreciate it. And it is special again this year. And his last start on the mound, we got another Shotime performance. 7 innings, 1 run, 6 strikeouts, a home run, 2 for 4 at the plate. running all over the bases. It was awesome. And I sit at home watching in awe. And I hope everybody else does. It is truly, truly special. And Shohei Ohtani is a legend. But that does it for this Week in Shohei Ohtani news. Thanks for watching. If you love Flippin Bats, swinging 3-0, or just talking ball, join us. Call us at 213-537-9339 with your questions. We have a weekly guest, and we have a lot of fun, so hit that subscribe button.